Eva, what ecosystem? Mincho, I've asked you to stop sending me chats every 2 seconds. If you have an issue with your sister, please go talk to your mother and ask her to take your sister away. Eva, what ecosystem did you choose?
I choose the desert.
Okay, so what's some abiotic factors of a desert?
The sand, the rocks,
Or the temperature? Is it hot or cold in a desert?
hot.
Okay.
There is a lot of sunlight. There is west wind.
So yeah, remember that when we talk about all these abiotic factors, sunlight, these things, right? We need to talk about them. Okay, Ava. So tell me, what animals can live there?
I think a fox.
Okay, how does a fox survive? What adaptations does it have?
A camel. Eat the thing on its back.
Hump.
Yes. Pump.
Hump.
Hump.
H-U-M-P. Hump.
Okay. To store water in it.
Sure.
I choose a desert.
Okay, so tell me the abiotic factors of a desert, please.
Abiotic factor is iceberg and ice.
Okay, what else?
Yes, that.
No. What about the temperature?
It's under 0 degrees.
And
But
what about
now the biotic factor are polar bears, penguins, and sometimes whales and penguins.
and how do they survive there?
They survive using a thick fur and stay close to the wall. I choose the desert. The biotic factors is the hot temperature, water, the wind, and the soft sand.
Okay.
With hot temperatures, animals like meerkats build burrows to stay cool. With water, camels store water into its two huts.
Yeah, good job.
Wind can blow sand in the camel's eye, so it has long eyelashes to protect its eye.
Good
And
job.
the soft sand, the camel has wide feet, so it can walk over soft sand without sinking.
Cool, good job. Okay. Right, 2 more. Kent.
I read about the grassland.
Okay, what are the abiotic factors of grasslands?
The grass, water, and lot of plant in there.
Okay, well, grass, trees, are biotic factors. I want to talk about the abiotic factors. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it windy? Is there much sunlight?
In the grassland, it's not too hot and it's not too cold.
Okay.
And in there is have many wind in the afternoon when the animal in morning in the grassland is have a little bit hot.
Okay, and what animals live there?
It have the elephant, the rhino, the giraffe, and some dangerous animal like lion and cheetah.
And what adaptations do they have to survive there?
Adaptation.
Yes, to survive.
They will live in a rock or in the grass, and when they want to find food, they will hunt.
Okay, and what helps them hunt? What adaptation helps them hunt?
The grass.
They will hide in the grass and
How can they hide in the grass? What's their adaptation that lets them hide in the grass?
their skin.
And what about their skin?
Their skin, the lion skin and some another. It have a yellow skin. It look like grass, so it can hide in there. Camouflage.
So there you go. There's the adaptation you need to talk about, Kent, okay? That's what you need to talk about. What ecosystem did you write about?
I write about the North Pole.
Okay, so what's the abiotic factors of the North Pole?
Cold ice.
Okay, and what animals can live there and how can they live there?
I choose a polar bear. A polar bear needs a thick fur to keep warm.
Okay.
It has thumbs, claws, and hair on feet to walk and run on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
They eat meat to have more energy to stay warm.
Okay, so something I need you all to think about and remember when you are, in my opinion, two most important abiotic factors are temperature and the amount of sunlight. This is something that you all seem to miss a little bit, okay? Here are the two most important ones. If it's hot and cold, that changes the way the animal looks, what the animal does. And if it's too much sunlight, it also changes the way the animal looks and what the animal does, okay? Think about plants in particular. So, right there, okay? So, this is the point that I want you to understand, okay? Is that you have what's called mutation. You all probably heard of it in some way before, either through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something else, I don't know, mutants of some sort anyway. But mutations occur naturally, happen all the time. And as a result of mutation, you then get different animals looking different ways. It is these mutations that are then passed on from animal to animal. It's the mutations which allow animals to survive better. Mutation might be why an elephant's nose is bigger, why a certain giraffe's neck is bigger as well. Yes, Dino.
I know DNA mutation if the DNA gets damaged or gets mixed up.
Yeah, not necessarily. Damage is the wrong word to use because mutations lead to better results. That's a fact. Mutations result in the improvement or even sometimes non-improvement of a species. So mutation, damage is the wrong word. It's just different, you know, it's different. Okay. So you don't really need to go on too much because the rest of it's pretty much easy enough. Again, that video is in the presentation. Have a look at it if you want to have a look at it. There's nothing too fancy in there anyway. But what I want to do is, we spoke about desert ecosystems yesterday, and we spoke about how different animals can survive. But Arctic ecosystems follow the same path, okay? So talk about the abiotic factors of an Arctic ecosystem. We've always explained that it's cold, which is the temperature really low, there's ice, there's snow, there's not that much rain. Animals survive there, things like polar bears and Arctic foxes. And how do those animals survive? They have thick coats, they change. I have an example. Okay, so here's in your book. This is a ptarmigan. You got feathers on its feet to keep it cold. To keep its feet warm when it walks in the snow. A musk ox got a really big, thick coat. So basically, it's like it's just going outside with a coat on. Polar bear's got thick skin and fur. It's got waterproof fur as well. Why do you think? Who can tell me why they think polar bear needs to have waterproof fur?
They need to have waterproof fur to keep them dry, so that they won't be cold.
Yeah. Okay. Lisa, why do you think like polar bears spend a lot of time in water?
To catch seals.
Yeah, but they catch seals on the ice, not necessarily in the water.
But in some cases, the seal got in the water and try to go inside the water hole, the ice hole to get it. But I watched a movie once and it didn't. But its head got all wet. But I see it wet, and it's for not only is waterproof that it is black, but we see our eyes see white. But
Yeah.
it actually black.
Their skin is black. Their fur is actually clear, and the clearness of the fur reflects the sunlight. So we actually see a reflected sunlight. That's why they seem white. So yeah, an Arctic fox as well. They camouflage in the winter. In summer, they change their coat. So some animals that can actually live in the Arctic. They don't necessarily live in the Arctic, but in the tundra areas. The Arctic willow has fuzzy hairs to keep heat in, so it's a big hairy plant with shallow roots grow near the surface where the ground thaws out in the summer. So when the ground isn't ice, it is water, so the roots are at the top. And yellow saxifrage, the heightened color yellow saxifrages, as far as I know, they're very, very small plants. They grow low to the ground, protected from winds, and their bright color attracts animals when it depends on pollination. So
the frigid and inhospitable Arctic is the domain of a creature widely admired and hunted for its beautiful thick fur, the Arctic fox. This incredible fur, during the colder months when the snow reappears, the fox grows back his...
Not only does it completely change with or have adaptations for the snow and the ice, it's also got adaptations for when the snow and the ice disappears. So again, that's an example of one, a changing ecosystem due to weather, and two, an example of an animal adaptation that changes as per the ecosystem, not just as per the way the ecosystem is. So remember that animals need to survive when the ecosystem changes as well. We spoke about how some can adapt, some move, some migrate, they go to different places. Foxes are a really good example of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly jump to, no, not this one. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. How do you think genes and evolution has helped the animals to survive in that environment? What do you think happened that animal from inherited genes helped it survive? What do you think its parents were like, or the parents of that parents were? What do you think happened that made that animal be able to survive there?
I think the mother or father teach the young how to survive there, and the young see that it can survive with its mother technique, so it evolved into another technique so it can survive.
Yeah, definitely from the behavior point of view, 100% I agree with you. What about the physical part? Okay, so think about, like, remember this is the inherited part. So the way to think about it is the foxes who not only had a white coat when it was cold, their coats changed, their fur changed to brown during summer, those ones survived, right? Remember, those foxes survived. The foxes that stayed brown, dead by fox, dead fox, fox for dinner. And the foxes that had white fur all the way around, dead fox, no more foxes, dead fox, yummy, yummy, dead fox for dinner. So that's how inherited genes would work. So the mother of, or whoever's first fox, whoever the fox turned around and said, you know what, I'm going to shed my fur, or its fur fell off, those genes then survived. Then the foxes who stored food under rocks, those foxes survived. And then the foxes who stored food in their dens survived. We have the physical adaptation of the foxes who changed color, and the behavioral adaptations of the foxes who did this. Those are the ones that survive. That's how evolution works. So the ones that survive make babies. The ones that are dead don't make babies. They are lunch, right? That's the way to think about it. So same goes for animal colors, right? So let's think about animal colors. Which color fur absorbs the most amount of sunlight? Which one takes in the most amount of sunlight? Anyone have a guess? What color? Lily.
I think it is the darkest color of all. I think it's black.
Black is correct, yeah. Black absorbs all other colors, okay? It doesn't let out any color whatsoever. It doesn't reflect any color, meaning that any heat that comes from light is absorbed into it. So which one lets out the most amount of heat or light? Which one reflects the most amount of heat or of light? Minnie.
White.
White, exactly. So why do you think that polar bears, Arctic foxes, have white fur if they're letting away as much heat as possible? What do you think? Hello, who's this? Wayne and I have no idea who this is. I'm sorry, I don't know your Vietnamese names. Very sorry. Anyone have a guess why? Dino.
Can you say the question? The animal fur has to be thick because they choose the white. So and the white is bounce off the sunlight the most. So it needs a thick fur so it can be warm.
Okay. Minnie, what do you think?
Well, I think their white fur is to blend in the snow.
So when you think about animals that have what is white fur, okay, their white fur, not their skin and the thick layer of skin they have. So they're going to have a thick layer of skin and they're going to have thick white fur. Because it doesn't absorb that much heat, it's going to stop the heat from leaving. Okay, that's the difference. So if you say black is the color that reflects the sun, or white is the color that reflects the sun, then what happens is it keeps in the heat. It doesn't let the heat leave. Fair enough, it does not absorb that much heat, but it doesn't let as much heat leave either. Black works both ways. It takes in as much heat, but it also lets out a lot of heat as well. Okay, so if you were to think about if you have a black car and a white car out in the sunlight all day, if you touch the black car, it will be hotter because it's absorbing more. It also lets out heat out faster. White does not let it out as fast, which is why you get animals in the desert having things like brown and white fur as well. Okay? When you think about the color of an animal's fur, is a really, really easy way to tell where that animal is. That fur is generally, 9 times out of 10, adaptation for that animal. And you can guess where that animal lives based on the color of its fur. Ocean adaptations, we spoke about this before. Things like whales, they've got blubber, thick layer of fat, which helps the whale's body stay cold inside the water. You've got giant kelp, floating, it stays in. Leafy sea dragons, they look like leaves. You've also got a lot of pressure as well. So I'm going to quickly show you this animal, an anglerfish. We're going to go on to how fish make more fish. It's not a conversation I want to have with you. It's not my job. So that's basically it, okay? So in terms of adaptations, if you can understand what the non-living parts of an ecosystem are, then you can understand why animals will have that adaptation. And that's what I need you to understand going forward. Okay, so homework for the weekend is study. Study. You're gonna have a test sometime next week. We'll do a couple more days of review. Go through some stuff, probably do some quizzes. If you guys get ready for your test, probably Thursday or Friday as of next week. Probably Thursday, hopefully Thursday. I'll aim to do it Thursday so that Friday we can go through it together. Study what? What do you mean study what? Study ecosystems, changing ecosystems. Read your book. You have a question.
No, I don't have a question.
Cool. You study because you'll have a test. Hermione.
I'm not good at the evolution or something. Not really good. Not.
You don't understand evolution too much. Okay, so the video, send this presentation, videos in there. Have a look. If you have a look as well about if you just like again, if you just go to YouTube and you type in evolution grade 4, you get loads of information.
Well, I'm banned from YouTube.
You're banned from YouTube. Why?
I don't know. When I get this iPad, just ban me from YouTube.
Okay. So have a look. Have a look up something called HOLA, HOLA VPN. You should be able to get onto YouTube. Elsa.
Could you send the link of the video to us in with the homework?
Yeah. Well, the PowerPoint is the presentation is the homework. So just go through the presentation and find the video. Yes, Lily or Emily.
I wanted to ask you that. So when do we have the test?
If you listened, I said Thursday or Friday next week. That.
What is the homework
Study.
for the test?
Yes. Yes, Lily. What are you gonna say?
Why?
Why? Why not?
So next week we will go to school and Friday
No,
to do the test.
I don't know when we're gonna be. I don't know when we go back to school.
Why? You are a teacher.
I'm a teacher, but I don't decide when we go back to school or not.
But you are not tổng thống.
I'm not Miss Hang or Miss Hong Ang. That they make the decisions, not me. Monkey.
I know when we're gonna go to school.
When?
The 5th, the 11th of May.
The 11th of May, probably more than likely. I don't know though.
On
What do you want from me?
this year, and maybe it's gonna be 4 weeks, 3 weeks later, and on Monday of the 4th week after, we will have school.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks very much, Mr. Monkey. Yes, Elsa, question?
Now, what is the test about?
Everything we've studied over the last 5 weeks.
Okay, but what does you mean you said the homework is the presentation.
Yeah, the homework is study the presentation. Everything that we.
What
Oh.
presentation?
The presentation I just showed you.
What's it about?
Ecosystems, adaptations.
We choose the one, right? Hey.
Oh, it's okay. Pizza.
I made bread
Great.
and Lego puzzle box.
Okay, that's got what to do with ecosystems?
No, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Cool, fantastic. Hello,
Yes.
Pastor. Bye, Pastor.
Yes. Hello. Because in bread there is a living organism, yeast.
Yeah, it's called yeast. You know, Vietnam now has a shortage of yeast because everyone is making bread.
Why?
Because everyone's making bread. Because you made too much bread, pizza. Too much bread, not enough bread for the people. Give the people bread. Let them eat cake. Study some changes in ecosystems. Study how animals depend on each other in ecosystems. And study animal adaptations as well. Do not do a presentation. Read the presentations and the book about ecosystems. Learn what you don't know. Prepare for a test. Does that make more sense to everyone? Yeah?
Yes.
Do you know? Okay, thanks, Dino. Emily?
I wanted to ask you that. Could you send the chat to me how to spell anglerfish?
Anglerfish.
Yes,
You know how to spell angle?
I know.
Then add an R.
That is
Angle.
anchor.
An angle, like an angle in a triangle. An angle.
Okay.
Add an R. Angler. There we go.
Thank you.
Easy. I'm good at spelling. Me spell good. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good weekend. Have fun. Bye, 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 bye. No, that's not how you spell thermodynamics. There we go. All right. Peace out. Bye, bye. See you later. Have a good weekend. Bye, 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 bye.